Hello and welcome back to the Marvel Snapper, where we have the biggest sunspot energy. We aim to make portrait style video for free to play players of Marvel Snap. And today we've got a video for you. It's been quite a few days since I've posted a video, and the reason for that is I've been quite unwell. My voice was not good. I had to attend the hospital. I did not have any incentive to play the game, even though I did keep up with my daily missions in a very poor way, and my rank has suffered because of that. But I'm back, I'm well, and my voice sounds much better. In addition, I've got an external microphone now for my phone, so hopefully the audio quality has been improved and you can hear me a bit better over the background noise as well as the in-game audio. The other thing is there has been quite a significant amount of in-game changes since the patch update around 2 days ago. Unfortunately, not all of these patch updates are included here in the game, and they chose to include the second half of the patch update on Discord. And that's not something I want to dive into because I don't have a Discord account, or I haven't had one for quite some time now. So additionally to that, I'd find that people don't tend to watch the videos on my channel about the patch notes anyway. So I would recommend you to go to a more refined YouTuber than myself to find these updates and to get your news. YouTubers such as Jeff Hooglin or Educated Colin Snap or Mobile Gamer or any of these other big YouTubers who definitely have very good coverage of these updates and have very well-rounded knowledge of the game. As a free-to-play player, I can provide my opinions though, because that's probably something that may not be available on the YouTube space quite as freely. So as a free-to-play player, it's a bit disappointing to see some of these cards staying in Series 4, especially Darkhawk and Null. But it's good to see a lot of these cards being dropped down to Series 3. However, the fact that it's difficult to determine or to estimate when different cards are being dropped down, the fact that they've said that in certain months they may choose not to step down certain cards, and it looks like that they're gatekeeping sort of the more popular or powerful cards at a higher series level and dropping down lesser played cards to lower series for quote unquote the point of trying to get them being experimented with is a bit concerning. However, from a long lens perspective, this is a very free-to-play friendly game, and let's say if you were a player free-to-play for a whole year, then you would probably have unlocked the vast majority of cards and there would be no incentive for you to spend any money on the game. Or if you were a light spender or a heavy spender, again, if you went into the cosmetic side of the game, then there would again not be any incentive for you to continue spending or to spend any large amount of money. Myself, I previously have spent quite a significant amount of money on other games like Marvel Strike Force, Magic Arena, and personally I found that in this particular game staying free to play was quite easy compared to other games. So understand the developers' point of mind, trying to extend the life of the game by making progression a bit slower, a bit more difficult. However, that has to be kept in balance with the expectations of the individual players who have come to expect a certain amount from the developers. It may be that the progression will exponentially get more slow as time goes on, and having options, for example, to unlock cards for 1,000 collected tokens may not be a bad idea, even if they are random. And that may be something personally I would be looking into. Instead of selecting cards for 3,000 or 6,000 collector tokens in series 4 or 5, I may just decide to escalate and try to finish series 3 as soon as possible to become as close to collection complete as possible as a free-to-play players, and then I won't have as much fear of missing out on things as the difficulty of getting more cards increases. All right, so everyone ended up getting Kitty Pryde, which is good. I did end up unlocking Shadow King as a card on my collection track, so that's also very interesting. I would probably use him in a Sarah Surfer kind of deck, but I don't have the necessary support cards. That's the problem with getting new cards. Like, it's hard to want to experiment with different cards when you don't have the relevant support pieces for it. Let's say if I wanted to play, let's say for some reason I unlocked Hitmonkey for some reason, and not having Mysterio makes it a lot harder to place a card like that, for example. There's no incentive for me to try to experiment with it until I've got some of those relevant pieces. For example, if I unlocked Darkhawk and I didn't have Rock Slide, it'd be very hard for me to play off the card like that. Or if I had Darkhawk and I didn't have Black Widow or things like that, you know? Anyways, that's enough rambly rambles. Today we're playing a deck that I've taken off another content creator called Snapmania. He's a great small YouTube channel. I really like his personality. His content is very entertaining to watch, and I direct you to his channel if you want another content creator to follow on YouTube. This is a deck that is a good stuff kind of deck again, and utilizes a lot of old pieces that we're very familiar with, of course, and adds a couple of different pieces to it. So the new piece is Kitty Pryde, that was given out to everyone for free. It's a 1-cost, 0-power card that when returns to your hand gets +2 power, and it returns to your hand at the start of each turn. So this is something that you play, comes back to the hand, and you play again, and over multiple turns you can increase the power of Kitty Pryde. Now, the interesting thing is that this card has been changed, because previously in its old iteration it would crash the game. So this is the revamped version, and I don't really think of it as a 1-drop. It's more like a card that you can put different amounts of energy into it. Like, you can put 3, 4, 5 energy into it, and it will have different amount of power. So it's sort of like a build your own 3, 4, 5 drop sort of thing. But the ratio of energy to power is pretty good. Now, because this is a card that returns to your hand multiple times, it works well with Angela, a 2-cost, 0-power card that after you play a card here gets +2 power. So if you play Kitty Pryde on the Angela lane multiple times, you can proc her many times and get lots of power out of Angela as well. Outside of that, Snapmania has chosen to use, instead of something like Mystique to replicate Devil Dino, we've got Taskmaster, a 5-cost, 0-power card that on reveal set this card's power equal to the last card you played. So let's say you played a Devil Dino, it's got 15 power. or 17 power, and then you play the Taskmaster the next turn. That will cause Devil Dino to drop 2 points because there's one less card in your hand, and then the Taskmaster will have the 15 points of power, regardless of the further size of Devil Dino. So that can be good and bad. Compared to something like Mystique, Mystique has an on-reveal ability for 3 cost and 0 power. That if the last card you played had an ongoing copy its text, so you can copy the Devil Dino for 2 less energy. And that allows you to play also at the same time Agent Coulson, which will increase your hand size and therefore increase the size of Devil Dino and the Mystique copy as well. But this is just a different way of doing things, and perhaps it's good for other reasons. For example, it doesn't get hit by Enchantress. Yeah, otherwise the other parts of the deck are very familiar. We got Sunspot, 1 cost 0 power, gains 1 power for the and for each unspent energy, so that can just grow in size. Snap Mania actually has Nebula, but I don't have access to Nebula at the moment. And then we've got Armor, a 2 cost 3 power card that protects your other cards from being destroyed, such as your Sunspot or your Big Devil Dino. Cosmo, 3 cost 3 power card that has an ongoing ability that on-reveal abilities won't happen, which is good for shutting down opponents' on-reveal abilities or protecting your Devil Dino. You got Killmonger to clear up all 1 cost cards. Agent Coulson to gain some extra cards for more on-tempo plays, providing extra solutions to problems, but also increasing the size of your Devil Dino. Shang-Chi to blow up opponent cards, Enchantress to blow up enemy ongoing cards such as Wongs or Devil Dinos or Darkhawks, but you just got to be careful not to play it in the same lane as Devil Dino. Taskmaster we talked about, and America Chavez to give the rest of the deck a bit of consistency. Alright, let's play some games with the deck now. And this is just for fun. We've already sort of kind of finished our daily missions for now. And we'll play for another 18 minutes to hit the half an hour mark, and we'll call it a day. And then we can talk a little bit about my plans going forward, because that definitely might change with the new updates and things. That's definitely very annoying. Interesting. So Kitty Pryde is allowing me to get some value. Where I got to pay attention here. Got a lot of swarms. Damn. Kitty Pride is allowing me to get some value there, even though I can't really play too many cards there. But yeah, we sort of estimated incorrectly where they would play these Chavez. This potentially could be Galactus. I'm not really sure how to play Kitty Pride. I'm not sure Kitty Pride and Angela's a good fit. So we expect death to be coming down. I'm not sure Task Master offers any advantage over Mystique. But I do need some boosters for Task Masters, given I do not have Shuri. So we'll take it.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Oh, thank you. Now I've got an extra Devil Dino. No.
Time's up.
Time's up. Alright. So we do double diner here. Alright. What you got for me? So his Daily Bugle hand card was Kitty Pryde, obviously. He's gonna play as Devil Dino, right? Okay, what's happening?
I am Iron Man.
Wow.
Victory!
Omega Red. If you're ahead by 10 power here, plus 4. Wow. Well, Taskmaster's better into the peak than Mystique, I will say that. Correct. Then we get more advantage playing the Kitty Pryde out, right? Interesting. Hope it's not Galactus. Bloop, bloop. All right, not too shabby. What? What? All right. Oh, we should have played Kitty in the middle, right? That is an expansion that is allowed to happen. Oh, it's got Patriot. What's happening out here? I did not get my draw for the turn. That's what happened. I mean, Chavez just wins it, right? What an interesting deck. They got Ant-Man, Patriot, and Professor X. Must be some sort of ongoing list, right? As well as Cosmo. We got opponent Bjornling, who speaks Groot. Not sure that helps us a lot. Allows us to put down an early armor. Very nice, protecting our dinos. Opponent plays an Angela, looks like a Kitty Pryde deck. We've protected the ninja very carefully. Alright, opponent. Deep in the tank with the Craven avatar. So the game's coming out with like a, what do you call it? Not a battlegrounds mode. A different game mode. Let's just put Agent Coulson there, see what we get. I guess Taskmaster is good into whatever Agent Coulson gives us, right? Beast. All right, what do we got? Angela, Kitty, Falcon, that new game mode where it seems like you are pretty much locked in for whatever half an hour, and then you've got little passes. I'm just gonna Taskmaster into the middle lane here, given that we're protected. Not sure what the opponent's intention was in this game. You have like different tiers, and you have to win consecutive games to go up into the next tier, and any losing games will drop you down tiers, and to go up, or winning games consecutively allows you ticket into the sort of upper tier, and then the upper tiers, with each successive upper tier, I assume you get different kinds of rewards, which might be like a card back or credits or whatever, but it has to be sort of consecutive games in sort of a one-on-one sort of environment. Well, that's kind of sad.
I am Groot.
The claw.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
That's a very early Spider-Man. Unless they're planning to Professor X that lane. After each turn. Wow, you really got us.
Opponent snapped.
I don't like this at all. All right. Oh, that's a lot of cards. That's a Jeff. It's a Yandy. We were close, but we weren't very close. I mean, we weren't close enough. Alright, we've actually exceeded our intended 30-minute mark. We're having too much fun with the game. Alright, so what's our plan going forward with the game? Okay, gold we are saving, and we are planning on buying a future bundle. We're thinking maybe the Sandman bundle when it comes up. That one is a pretty reasonable buy, I think. And the flavor of the title and the variant I like. I probably won't be upgrading the variant, but I like the flavor. There's going to be a lot of money bundles in the future, but we will stay free to play. And free to play as in not spending any money or buying any thing that costs money in the game, even if it doesn't cost me real life money. Like, for example, if I get Google Play rewards, I'm trying not to spend that on the game because we want to stay free to play out of principle. In terms of the token shop, we are very not sure what to do. I think we continue to save tokens. It seems like that's something the developers are actively trying to discourage, whether that's correct or not. But it seems like I'm expecting some sort of lashback against, there is lashback against some of the recent decisions that they've made, and I'm not sure that things will remain the way that they are, or some decisions will be reverted or anything like that. I'm just going to continue collecting tokens, and then we'll see what they will do in terms of changes in terms of card acquisition. In terms of what I will claim for my next card, I'm not really sure at the moment. I've got a few decks I could potentially use to climb next season. I've got the Patriot deck, which is starting to be a bit more fleshed out. Wasp is not something I want to use that free claim on. Doctor Doom might be, but is not necessary in terms of the deck composition here. And I think this is a reasonable build to continue to climb with. Outside of that, I've already got Discard. Even though I don't have Nebula, I think this is a reasonable build of Discard that is sufficient to start climbing with, even though I haven't had a lot of experience and runs with the deck, but I think it's a reasonable build. And then we've got any variants of our good stuff decks, whether it's the Snap Mania one. I'll probably make some changes. I'm not really a huge fan of the Kitty Pryde and Angela in here. Maybe the Taskmaster needs to be changed, but then that essentially makes it the old Staples deck. But anyway, that's a pretty reasonable deck to climb with as well. It's not tier list or anything, but it will get the job done in a pinch. And then once I get some more control pieces like Spider-Man, maybe Daredevil control might be a thing I could use, although I'm missing a few pieces. It's like Jeff as well, which I may or may not consider spending tokens when he drops down to Series 3 or 4. This deck idea with the Shana and Death and Null, I know Destroy is being pushed quite strongly by the developers, with Venom being buffed, Death being cost reduced to, is it 8 now? Null is remaining Series 4, which will cost a large number of tokens, and Shana remains in Series 4, although I would expect her to be stepped down to Series 3 soon, given that she's not a very popular card. If these two cards get dropped down to Series 3, then I may consider picking up the deck, but as it is, I don't have the pieces for it at the moment, and I will delete it. That's a bit disappointing, but because I've got a sufficient number of decks, I'm just going to continue building or playing with what I've got. I could consider getting a card like Destroyer and slotting him into a pool 2 ongoing kind of deck. I did unlock Invisible Woman as well, so that may facilitate that plan. Otherwise, I could consider also playing a variant of the Discard deck. I know that Jeff Hoogland has a pretty reasonable list with it. Where are we? Discard. Instead of having a shell like this, he has a shell with cards like Helicarrier, which is discarded by Lady Sif. He has the Collector in there. He has Wong and Gambit, as well as Mystique, instead of cards like Dracula and Storm and Wolverine. but that one's a bit more explosive, potentially less consistent, but you've got the ability to spot check with Kang, which is a card that I do have in my collection but not really used, so that could be a good place for it. And the actual only card I'm missing from that deck is Wong, so Wong is a potential free card unlock I'm thinking about as well. Otherwise, collector tokens, I may consider spending them on the random unlock just to speed up my card acquisition rate. My collection level is 1359. The last card I unlocked is Shadow King, which I don't have much of a use for. Giganto, which probably doesn't see much play outside the Hella decks. I got a Cable variant. Invisible Woman, which might see some play on Hella decks as well as ongoing lists, but I'm quite far away from building a Hella deck at the moment. I got a Pixel Namor and Mystique, so nothing too exciting unlocked since the last video anyhow. But yeah, that's my account progress, my impressions of the updates, a bit of gameplay with another content creator's deck, and my plans going into the future. I hope you enjoyed that video, especially if you're a free-to-play player who wants to see the thoughts of what another fellow free-to-play player in early pool 3 is. There you go, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you now, bye.